My husband woke me up in the middle of the night because he said he wanted to have a conversation with me. I said, okay, what do you want to talk about? He said to me, I'm tired of this marriage. I no longer find you attractive. As a matter of fact, I've found someone I love and you need to move out of the house because my newfound love doesn't want to share. The kids can move out with you, but I'll still be fully responsible for their welfare. I just laughed, told him to go back to sleep because I thought he was joking. Not until he came to me after some days to ask me if I've thought about what he told me the other night. I asked him if he was joking or serious. I mean, we've never had any serious issues in our marriage, just normal husband and wife friendly quarrel and makeup. He said he wasn't joking and he wants me to leave the marriage with nothing, same way I came with nothing, but I'm allowed to take the case with me. He told me also not to inform my family and friends yet, and he doesn't want the bride price returned now. After giving him my youth and 4 beautiful kids, now he's dismissing me like a trash. I said, okay, I will move out, but I need time so I can look for accommodation for us. He was surprised that I didn't beg him to let us stay. So he asked me if I've got nothing to say. I said no, because your mind is made up. He said he was traveling with his new lover, and by the time they get back, he needs us to be out of the house. I asked him how long they would be gone for. He said about a month. When he traveled, I used the opportunity, moved my kids to another state, sold our 7-bedroom duplex we lived in, some landed properties, sold my car, my husband's 2 cars. Within 2 weeks, I sold everything. As I speak to you, my visa and that of my kids' visas have been approved, and we will be leaving the country soon to the US, where 2 of my siblings live. In a week time, my darling husband will be returning back with his newly found lover to no house, no car, no property, and he won't be able to reach us because I changed my number and changed my kids' numbers as well. We also blocked him in all social media platforms. Even if he goes to my family, they won't have answer for him. I didn't tell anybody that I'm divorced because he asked me not to tell my family. I'm proud of myself and my kids are super proud of their mom. I'm going to the US to enjoy my life and probably find love again. Wish me luck.
My boyfriend cheated on me, so I convinced him to get matching tattoos and I left when he went first. This happened when I was 19 and he was 22, and I thought I was madly in love, but looking back I think it's because he was just a good pickup artist, he knew how to push my buttons, and he was a lot older, so I fell for it. We'd been together about a year and then I got the dreaded "Hey girly" DM. Basically said something like, hey, I know you don't know me, but I'm sorry to tell you that I've been sleeping with your boyfriend for 5 years. She thought he was single because he always said that he was, but she kept getting suspicious, so she went through his phone and yeah, basically saw everything about me, his actual girlfriend. I was obviously super heartbroken, felt like such an idiot, but looking back it kind of made sense why he was so busy and sometimes couldn't see me. What upset me even more is he lied throughout this whole relationship, and he used to ask me if I was cheating or with anybody else. Now I know it was a guilty conscience. After I let my emotions settle for a couple of days, I actually invited the girl, let's call her Caitlin, and we met up. So we met up at a coffee shop and she literally showed me and told me everything. So she basically said that when she went through his phone, she saw at least 4 other girls that he was speaking to. And then as she was scrolling, she also saw that I was included, so she reached out. Caitlin said she only reached out because as she was reading the messages, mine and his were more romantic, and it seemed like we actually had a relationship compared to the 2 girls, which was obviously heartbreaking for her. After the meeting, I felt so deflated, so upset and so angry. I had a lot of emotions, but the final one was revenge. I know the grown-up thing to do would be confront him, but I was young, okay? Don't judge. So after thinking what I could do for revenge, I thought, well, he told me he does want some more tattoos, so why not let's get matching? So when he came back, I pretended like nothing had happened and that I was so in love with him still. But slowly but surely I started dropping hints that I really wanted my first tattoo. And I mentioned I was thinking of maybe getting his name, which he absolutely loved. Of course he did. His ego was very big at this point. Anyway, 2 weeks had passed by now and we ended up going to the tattoo parlour together. And my best friend secretly waited outside the tattoo parlour and I said, the minute I step out this door, you better get me and we are driving. So we got in, me and him picked our designs that we liked, we both got each other's names, and we were ready to sit down, and I kind of freaked out and said, I'm really scared to get it done, I'm really nervous. I asked if he could go first just to see if he could handle the pain, and then hopefully I can too, and with his ego he obviously went first. As soon as that needle left his skin and my name was on there, I got up and confronted him. I told him everything and showed him everything. He was gobsmacked, so was the tattoo artist, and I got up and left. And as I was leaving, he had got up to try and chase me, but the tattoo artist didn't let him leave until he paid. I then ran out the shop and I saw him looking, I jumped in the car and I put my middle finger up as we drove off. Do I think it was childish? Yes. Do I regret it? Absolutely not.
I just cheated on my husband with his brother and I have no regrets. Story time. So me and my husband, who we'll call Steve, were high school sweethearts and we got married when we were 20 years old. I was working a really successful job and we were living the life we had always dreamed of in high school. My husband would treat us like royalty. He'd shower the kids with flowers, gifts. However, over time, he started to get more and more distant with us. I'd catch him on his phone, like secretly texting. And this is when I discovered that Steven was having an affair. So we had a big old conversation about this and he told me that he felt distant in the relationship and that he was no longer fulfilled. And the reason we were so distant is because I was working my arse off to provide for our family because Steve hasn't had a job for years. And not gonna lie, I really wanted to leave the marriage at this point. But we decided that it might be good to try out couples counselling. And for the first couple of months, this really did help, but then it just deteriorated all over again. So when I confronted about it this time, he said that he was having more affairs. And this time around, Steve had been spending nights at other women's houses. Sleepovers with Steven. He had even had other women at our house in our bed. Naturally, I moved this man into the guest bedroom because I couldn't even bear to look at him. You're disgusting. And throughout all of this, my husband's brother, who we'll call Dave, was my main support. Dave would pick the children up from school, he would make tea for them. And this went on for 2 years. And it even got to the point where the children started to call Dave Dad. Me and Dave were obviously spending a lot of time together and I can't lie, I absolutely loved it. So last Christmas, Dave booked me, my husband and our kids, all of us, a trip to Fiji. Fiji! Dave was just desperate for me and his brother to fix things. However, when my husband found out, he told us to F off. Like, babe, it's Fiji! Fiji! A free holiday to Fiji! He just outright refused to go. In the comments, is anyone else refusing a trip to Fiji? Because I'm sure as hell not. When I asked him why he wouldn't go, it said because he wouldn't go on holiday with our little brats. He's spouting all of this shit about how our kids aren't ours anymore and that they were mistakes anyway. And actually, I asked Dave to come on the holiday. Obviously, on this trip, me and Dave got it on. I'm not gonna lie, girlies, I chose the wrong brother. But the universe showed me the way to the right brother. I get back this morning to find my husband sat on the sofa. So like I said, we got home from Fiji and my husband was sat on the sofa. This man was bloody fuming. And the first thing he said to me was, why do you think it's a good idea to take my brother? Because he's sexy and he's got a big... I said, well, I wasn't gonna go on my own. To which he responded, well, the right thing to do would have been discard the ticket. Steve then started to get a little bit too leery for my liking and would not calm down. Calm down! Now, Hans, I'm in my sticking up for myself era, so I asked if he had any ladies over whilst I was in Fiji. Of course he had. And then he got really mad at me and began to question whether or not he was actually the father of our children. Steve, please put the straws down and stop clutching them. He was now accusing Steve of actually being the father. And he was saying they even look like him. Babe, do you understand genetics? They're gonna look somewhat like him. And now Steve is forcing us to get a DNA test on both of our children. And after this, I just straight up asked him for a divorce. And I was genuinely shocked at his response. He got so upset. But not like the crying upset, more like the defeated kind of upset. I think he'd kind of started to realise as well that he had messed up his kid's life. He then apologised and began begging us to stay as a couple and a family. And I'm not gonna lie, I very heavily considered this. Because I ended up seeing the guy that I'd fallen in love with in high school again. And then I realised who the fuck I was and realised that there was no way in hell that this man was getting another chance. He was literally begging me to make sure that I would let him see his children. I said, yes, of course, no problem, not an issue at all, but it had to be on the children's terms. After this, I chucked Steve out that house. I booked him an Uber and told him to go wherever he needed to go, preferably in the bin. And Stephen packed up his stuff and went really easily, actually. After this, Dave and I had a little chat about how we were going to move forward with everything. We ended up talking about everything that had gone down on the trip and actually how special that was for us. We kind of decided that we were going to give it a go of actually dating. And we did say that we would make sure to not actually start dating until the divorce was finalised. And this would kind of also give my children a little bit of an adjustment time as well. I told them that of course they can see Steve whenever they want to, but he won't be moving in with us straight away. A couple little random updates for you. The kids are now in therapy because I thought it'd be good for them. We did get a DNA test and it turns out that the children are in fact Steve's. And through the divorce proceedings, Stephen has decided that he wants to have sole custody of the children. This being the man that didn't want to go on holiday with them, called them brats, and also hasn't looked after them for the past 2 years. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments.
Story time! So I just saw a TikTok of a woman explaining basically what to do to your partner if you catch them cheating, like what is the best way to get revenge on them. And it just reminded me of something I did so many years ago that I actually forgot, and I'm actually incredibly proud of. I'm quite ashamed of myself that I even forgot that I did this. So my partner, I just want to add that there was a massive age gap. Okay, so I was 20 when this happened, and he was like 27, 28. Like, I was groomed to the mushroom, groomed, all that nice stuff, right? Cool. So he had cheated on me once before, and obviously, like a young naive girl, I'm not even gonna cuss her because she did the best that she could do with the resources she had. So like a young naive girl, I obviously took him back, and this was like a year later or something. It was a significant amount of time later. I had suspicion that he was like talking to someone else again. You just know. I had suspicion, right? Cool. So at the time, I worked at William Hill, and there was this guy that came in. So initially he came in and he just needed help with something. So I helped him out. He was a jewelry store business owner, and we were just talking because at the time I wanted to start a business in it. So I'm just like I could talk the shoes off of the horses. I could talk the back legs off a donkey. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm a chatter, right? Cool. So we were chatting. So I ended up telling my boyfriend about him coming in, like, oh my god, I met this jewelry owner today, blah, blah, blah. He was this, that, the other, and he was so triggered. So I said, I bet. I just knew, like a couple of days went past, and that feeling, I just knew, yeah, this guy's for the streets. Like, he's not doing right by me. So I thought, instead of doing the whole, oh my god, how could you do this to me act, I thought, I want to get even. So a bitch got even. I ended up sleeping with the jewelry owner, but I did it so baitly. I went to the guy's house and I texted my boyfriend. I was like, oh my god, babe, I ain't got no signal. Oh my god, babe, my phone died. I wanted to make it paranoid. Do I care? No. I wanted to make it paranoid and want him to think, oh my god, is this girl with another guy? Is this girl fucking another guy? Because I absolutely was, but I wasn't trying to do it silently. I wanted him to know I was doing it. Anyway, so I ended up going to the guy's house, staying around, whatever. And, oh my god, what time's it now? It was all good. A couple of weeks later, it obviously came out that he was cheating. May I also add, I was in Jamaica for 6 weeks with him when I found out. Anyway, it turned out he was cheating. And this time around, it honestly felt so good to be able to say, I've been getting my back blown all these weeks. It's not just you one only. Also, the guy has twice as much cash as you. He's a business jewelry owner. I can't say that word. And your sex was whack. So good luck to the both of you. So girls, get even.
I went to beat my husband's side chick up, only for me to find out that my husband has been lying to her. Story time. You men are not beating the allegations. I mean, I've noticed that my husband has been acting weird lately, but this is a man that I really, really trusted. So my intuition was kind of telling me that he was probably cheating. Another part of me was saying that I trust this man, so he's not. Until while we're having a conversation one particular night, I was in the kitchen cooking while he was keeping my company. Then his phone rang. So he went outside to pick the call. But he had two phones. So the other one was right there on the kitchen counter. He did not carry that one along with him. Then that one beeped. Papa. Then the curiosity in me got awakened. I was like, let me see who that is from. I was trying to fight myself from taking the phone to check the notification, but I swiped, and then I saw, are you coming tonight? Because I miss you already, with the heart emoji. There is no friend or colleague that will be sending that, and asking if he's coming tonight is definitely suspicious. So I decided to reply to the text. Note, there was no name. This particular number that sent this I miss you was not saved. So my husband had his way of communicating with women without saving their numbers. So immediately I replied, yes, I'm coming. Can you send me the address again? And lo and behold, before I knew it, she sent the address, and I just carried my bag, picked the car keys, and I stepped out. I was heading out to the car. I heard my husband call my name, but I did not respond. So I think maybe he later got to know, but that's not the point right now. So I drove down to the address this girl sent me. It wasn't really a far distance. We stay in VI, and she stays in Lekki Phase 1. So I drove down there. It was a quiet looking area. It's all these estates that if you have a fine car, you can easily drive in. They'll think you are a resident. Yes, it was one of those estates. So I drove down, got to the particular apartment that she sent me, and then I knocked on the door. This girl came to open the door. She was pretty, I'm not gonna lie. She's fine as fuck. She's younger than I am. And then she was like, you are, before she even said you are first, I'm slapped for face. Say, madam, next time you do not open your door for another person's husband. And I feel like this girl is a novice in this, side chick business, because immediately I said, do not open door for another person's husband. She got to know the person that I was talking about, and she was like, he didn't tell me. He said he was, as she was saying he was, I was like, single? You see that fine looking ass man with money and you think he's single? Are you a mad person? But honestly, at that moment, it clicked in my head. You know, I was angry at this girl, but she's not particularly the villain.
Have you ever hated someone so much that you married their father? No? My mom did. Y'all call me a hater a lot, but I think you're gonna hear this story and understand that I could be so much worse. Let's get into it. So my mom was like 19. She's in pre-med, she's in a sorority, okay, she's busy, blonde, and beautiful. And she's been dating this guy named Charles. Charles is like tall, handsome, like a pretty average dude. She says that they were serious, but then again, this is like 100 years ago. So they were probably only dating for like 2 months at the time. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind that they've only been together for 2 months, okay? Anyway, she catches word from a sorority sister that another one of her sorority sisters has been hooking up with Charles behind her back. But no one will tell her who to avoid sister drama. Sororities. Yeah, well, my mommy doesn't work that way. So my mom goes to Charles' house. And because my mom is a actual genius and knows that if she just asks him, he's gonna deny, she says, look, she told me everything, I know everything, and I know about the baby. Y'all, there is no baby. There is no baby. There's no... And so obviously he's like, what are you talking about? What baby? What do you mean? She didn't tell me she was pregnant. Now my mom has confirmation from the horse's mouth that he has in fact been cheating on her. Just a clap for her. But now, she needs a name. I'm so sorry, TikTok is gonna make me do a part 2, so go to part 2. Part 2 of how my mom married her friend's dad as revenge. In the last part, I told you how my mom got confirmation of Charles cheating. But now, she needs Charles to give her the name of the girl, so that she can go handle business. And so my mom says to him, I can't believe she didn't tell you about the baby. I mean, I guess she just doesn't want you involved. She did say she was gonna give the baby her last name and not yours. And like she had written it in a movie script. He goes, over my dead body is she giving my baby the last name. And there's only one sorority sister with that last name. I also feel like I probably shouldn't say this girl's real name, so we're just gonna call her Jessica. So now my absolutely insane mother has confirmation that her man has been sleeping with one of her sisters that lives in the same house as her. Now, a little background on my mom and Jessica. At this point, they had been in the same sorority for a year. They slept 10 feet away from each other. And my mom says that this girl's favorite thing to do was to drink a lot on the weekends and then tell her business to anyone that would listen. And it turns out at the time, Jessica's parents' divorce had literally just finalized because her mom was cheating on her dad. I guess the apple really doesn't fall far. So obviously my mom breaks things off with Charles, and she knows that if she says anything to Jessica, she's gonna get kicked off the sorority for starting drama. Anyway, so she decides that she's gonna sit nice, act like nothing happened, tell her nothing, and they're gonna be best friends now. And my mom starts forming an evil plan. When I tell you the Joker would not touch this woman, I really do mean it. My mom married her friend's dad as revenge, part 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the last 2 parts. The final part will be posted today. So my mom starts forming a plan so evil, I cannot believe me and this woman are related. My mom befriends Jessica, and she says that it was too easy because apparently Jessica had slept with quite a few of the sorority's boyfriends and was not well liked in the house. My mom says that excluding all of the home wrecking, Jessica wasn't actually that bad of a friend. They would study together, they would go out together. But through all of this, Jessica never admitted to my mom that she had been sleeping with her boyfriend, which only made my mom more mad because what do you mean we're best friends and you slept with him and you're not gonna tell me? Anyway, they are so inseparable that Jessica invites my mom to a family vacation with her dad's side of the family. And my mom puts plan to action. Now, my mom's original plan was to go for Jessica's brother because she knew that'd be easy. But apparently she gets into this vacation and Jessica's dad looks like a young Val Kilmer, and I have no idea who that is, but my mom says that he's hot. So my mom changes plan. And night 1 of this trip, Jessica and her dad get in a huge screaming match. It was something about she's so ungrateful, money doesn't grow on trees, that sort of thing. And after the fight, my mom goes to comfort Jessica, and Jessica says, he always does this, he's the worst, I swear he doesn't even like me as his daughter, I swear he hates me. And that's when my mom knew this plan was gonna work. Later, my mom magically finds Jessica's dad alone. What are the odds? And my mom starts chatting him up. She's like, your daughter's kind of miserable, right? Did you know that she slept with my boyfriend? And he goes, yep, that sounds like Jessica. I guess she gets it from her mom. I get that I didn't raise her right, but why are you still friends with her? And my mom says, well, I think there's still one more thing I can get out of her. My mom married her friend's dad as revenge, part 4. I feel like we need to give Jessica's dad a name because I cannot keep saying Jessica's dad, Jessica's dad, Jessica's dad. So we're just gonna call him Brad. And just so you're picturing the right thing as I'm telling this story, Brad is like 50. And again, looks like a young Val Kilmer, who I did look up and is hot. And so Brad says to my mom, what are you hoping to get out of my daughter? And my mom goes, honestly, I'm just really glad she brought me here to you. Hook, line, and sinkum. This would only work for my mother, by the way. She was skinny, blonde hair, blue eyes, the 80s standard. And so basically in today's terms, he was like, okay, we can make something shake. And they end up talking all night long, literally just talking mess about his own daughter. So by the end of this trip, they've gotten along really well. And they both decided that they both hate Jessica. So as soon as they get home from this vacation, the next week they go to the courthouse and get courthouse married. Is that a shotgun wedding? I don't know. Anyway, so they go down to the courthouse, they get married, and they do it just to rub it in Jessica's face. My mom and Brad both understand that it's probably not like a lasting marriage, but they both are so mad at Jessica that they're like, we just need to do this to rub it in her face. Can you imagine? You're like feuding with the girl and she goes and marries your father? My mother is an anomaly. I cannot believe she exists. Anyway, my mom has calmed down a lot through the years, so I don't know exactly what she said to Jessica in that moment, but I do know that it was a lot of like, see that? It matches with your dad. Your father has the other one. And just like a lot of, I'm sleeping with your father. Like think of like today's equivalent of like your mom jokes, but your dad. And it's real. That's the story.
So the person that taught me love bombing, I swear to God, my God will bless you. My God will continue to bless you. I finally revenged back on someone that hurt me about 2 years ago. Like a nigga that hurt me 2 years ago. I used love bombing and I revenged back to him. Like guy, it is so satisfying. Oh, this person hurt me to the extent last 2 years, like I nearly died. But like that one is a different story time. So how I still love him was the fact that after 2 years he had the audacity to come back to my DM to text me, and me, I'm like, I was trying to like, let me tell him what is on my mind, let me tell him what he did to me last 2 years. Then my friend said no. When I told my friend, she said no, I should not. I'm not going to be telling him. And so you feel like, oh, he did all of this, I should leave him. So he started texting me back and like texting me, how are you doing? Like it's been a while, all this kind of thing. Me say Vanante, and it's been a while. And then like as he was bringing memories to remind me, if I was, as my friend told me now, I was replying the memory, like I was reminding him more sweet things. So we got chatting, we were texting, how are you doing, everything that has happened, how we dated. As he was reminding me on our memories on during the relationship time now, that was how myself I was cooperating. I was too following him and being like, okay, I felt touched, that like I missed those times. So like if we continue that way, like if he'd not call me out, hey God, love is sweet. If he'd not call me, if he called me once, I'll call him twice. Like if he said good morning, dear, I'll say good morning, fine boy. Like I was just giving him this kind of butterfly feeling, making him feel like this girl has not forgotten me, like this girl still have me in mind, this girl is still madly in love with me. So I was always, anytime he texts me, I return the same energy. When he texts me, like I will not even waste 1 minute, I will text. Like I made him totally believe that, oh, I'm in love with him. Like I have not moved on 2 years ago. Like I've not moved on from 2 years ago. I've been waiting for him to text me. That's how I made him feel so important that when he did not hear from me, he felt uncomfortable. Like he needed my validation to now feel comfortable in a day. He needed like to hear from me to feel comfortable. When I love bombed him for almost a month, when I felt like this one, he was like, before I wake up, he has dropped long love messages. When I know that this one it has shocked him, like I was shocking him. He now told me that, and I said, oh, are you in a relationship now? He said no, that yeah, he's dating someone. He didn't say, he said no, but then like she's not around him, she's far. He said no, but then he now said yes, he's dating someone. Yeah, and but she's not in town, like she's not around him, she's far away. I said, oh, okay. So he's like, but he wants to break up with her because we are talking, and he missed me and he wants to come back to me. I said, okay, I said, okay, that I know that our love was strong now. I cannot forget about you. Me when I was 20 years, I cannot forget you. I was like deeply inside, like about almost 2 months when I started, he was deeply inside. I just woke up one morning and ghosted. I did not block him. I did not block him, so I'd be texting me and be imagining that maybe my phone spoiled. I left his message. Like, I literally left his message. He was tapping and he was seeing that it was recording twice. Like, this boy wanted to craze. This is why I wanted to craze. You know, this kind of somebody not you and the person not quarrel. You even slept in well, good night. I'll sleep well, dream about me, just for it to wake up the next day and the person not replying you. Like, he wanted to mad. He will drop long messages. What's wrong, babe? Did I do anything? I revenge back what he did to me 2 years ago. Like, he was dropping messages. He will call me, use another phone and number, call me. He was too deep inside. Use another phone number and call me. Like, he was just dropping messages. I did not block him. I was posting on WhatsApp. Like, I was just this one wanted to die. He was dropping messages. His brother called me. I was like, hello. He said, I am so person's brother. I just called the call. Like, guy, love won't mean sweet. See, if you want to give venture on someone for hurting you, use love bombing, and the person come back to you, the person is shameless enough to come back to your DM, love bombing. And just, guy, anybody that taught me love bombing is that person. Thank you very much. You